it's great. It's so much fun. And then I started doing it at comedy shows too. One time I just taped those breast strips to the bottom of a chair in Philadelphia, and then I wrote on Twitter. I was like, if anybody, no clues. I was like, if you follow me, look under your chair. If you find it, you get it. If not, somebody in the next show will get it. If not, somebody in the next show will get it. So the very first show, Wednesday night, these two 22-year-old kids, they just waited till the show was over and went under all the chairs. And they found it. Yeah, somebody's like, that's cheating. I'm like, this is fucking drug hiding. There's no rules. This isn't Milton Bradley, all right? They won. They did it exactly right. They got the pot and they ate it. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. One time I hit a...
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Airey Bros podcast, if you're tuning in. That was Ari Shaffir, Comedy Central, This Is Not Happening. And if you're a regular listener of the Airey Brothers podcast, you've heard our adventure podcast for the hunt for the edibles. You've heard our version. And now you've just heard Ari Shaffir's version that aired on Comedy Central. It's quite an eventful Wednesday night, wasn't it there, Prince James?
I popped hard when you sent that to me. I knew what it was the minute I saw the thing. When he started talking about it, I lost it. I was like, no fucking way.
Well, I didn't even I didn't even think that it was gonna be something that was, when I saw the title of the video, the thought of him telling the Philadelphia story never even popped into my head. I thought, it ends up being that it was going to be about him getting in trouble at the Mall of America in Minneapolis. But it's funny because we were sitting on the couch watching it, and I literally just got done telling April the story for the 100th time about the hunt for the edibles, and not even a second after I finished saying what I was saying, he goes, and then there's one time in Philadelphia. And I was like, no fucking way! No fucking way!
Yeah, and why wouldn't you look under every chair? That's not cheating. There was no thought in my mind. As we were walking into that place, I was looking on their tables. I went up to Ari as we were walking in. I was like, where are they? Where they at? He's like, gotta find them, man. The whole time we were plotting and scheming and looking around the tables around us, and I was focused on the room, on if anyone was looking. No one had a fucking clue.
No, that was a weird event. Because I had been out in California the year previous to that, and had gotten to go to some of the California shows, and I think we had even gone to some events at comedy clubs, not necessarily like a big event like the thing at the Arts Center. But yeah, we were kind of blown away. It seemed like we were the only real fans that knew anything about anything that were in that deep, you know what I mean, to follow the podcast and then follow them on Twitter and being stoners just hoping to get some California edibles while we're high and dry in New Jersey. But we had I know I had sent, either I did or you did, there were some tweets that had gone out back and forth and that they were still available and still up for grabs. And I think we kind of poked around a little bit before we got in there, but as people were coming in, it just got too hard and was too weird. So, yeah, fuck it. We'll ride this shit out. And everyone just got up and walked out.
Yeah, and just started looking, and I remember there might have been some hesitation on our part to go about with it, but then we just kind of said, fuck it. The worst thing, I might have said, I don't know, I said, the worst thing they're going to do is tell us to stop. And another thing that Ari Shaffir has been in my headphones. I've listened to his podcast at a lot of points in my life. A lot of different points. We've been fans for a while. And I just thought it was fucking awesome that we got in that special. I just thought, he didn't say our names or anything, but just to me as a fan and as someone who has listened to that dude, and that dude's helped me through some times, and he probably, doesn't even know who the fuck we are. To me, that's fucking just a special thing. I don't think you could.
But he does know who we are. He told the story. He remembered it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I was thinking to myself the other day about it is, how often do you have a story, that, may or may not involve other people? And I mean, we see it all the time with you and I, that there's shit that you remember and I have no recollection of any of it occurring, or vice versa. So for that to still be someone else's memory and someone else's story, like, he worked it into his bit.
Yeah, we popped the crowd, man. We popped the crowd. He's like, they stayed and they looked under every table.
Yeah, that was pretty radical.
Yeah. And I don't think you could explain that to anyone besides maybe the other people who had those edible stories, but that was rad. That made my night.
Well, it's funny that I posted it on Instagram the other day after you had posted it, and someone that I know here in Oklahoma City, her husband follows Ari Shaffir too, and knows of all that stuff, his background with the hunt for the edibles and all that stuff. So when he saw what I had posted, he was like, he freaked out. He's like, "No way, that's crazy!" Like, yep.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was funny, and it's kind of a bit of an anniversary of sorts. That happened. We did a little fact checking, and I guess that actually took place on April 7th, 2012. So, although we missed April 7th, we're still in April, and it was released in April too. So, some anniversaries there, some fun little good times with the Airey Brothers.
That'll open our biopic.
It's a good little intro into this Friday afternoon, April 28th, I believe it is. And got some other things I thought we could touch on. The first thing I guess we could get into, you don't follow Tough anymore, do you?
No, I saw that they were having the season with the retreads, trying to get a second chance, but it's not in my watch list.
Dude, you should check it out just because Tom's in it.
Yeah.
And, it's... Go ahead.
I did see the clip of Cody and Uriah and TJ and all them getting into it, and I had an opinion on that.
Yeah, I want to get into that too, but I watched the second episode last night, and Tom was the second to last guy picked by TJ, and the first fight, it was the last guy they picked. So like Cody was trying to go after their weakest links, and they've both lost both fights, So TJ's 2-0 right now, but it is kind of cool because it did spend a lot of time focusing on Tom and what he's up to and what he's been through. And I'll tell you
Where's he at?
He's in Temecula. And it's funny, he's, I know offline we talk a bunch about like some sort of business venture between the Airey Brothers, not necessarily health and wellness or fitness related. So Tom has a candy business, dude. KO Candies. So, like maybe like a Jersey Mike's or, some sandwich shop or a coffee bagel shop that have like the little like 3 or 4, Mike and Ike's, Chiclets. I guess, I don't know what it goes down or what it is, if he owns the machines and puts them in the stores or whatever, but basically that's what he does. He's got his own candy business, and he says it's so easy, even a dumb fighter could do it, you know what I mean? And I guess the guy that he fought was the guy that won season 19, dude from Serra Longo.
Okay.
but he was 3-0 in the UFC after he got his contract. So it was, it seemed like the deck was pretty much stacked against Tom, and he's just talking about like all he's been through and the surgery he's had, and how he's come this far, not to he's just gonna basically run through a brick wall. I'm not gonna stop until the wheels fall off, and I physically can't do this. It's been a dream of mine to be in the UFC since I was a little kid, and he gets choked up, and he definitely wells up a little bit, and I guess part of it is just knowing him from pretty much from the OG, day one for that dude, when we met him and knew him for a bit. So then to fast forward to see him take the fight and win the fight, and them knowing exactly what he was gonna do. He's gonna he's gonna eat some punches. He's gonna punch his way into a takedown, and then he's gonna try to take your back, and he's gonna fucking wring your neck. And he's really good at it. And he can eat some fucking punches. He's like Cabbage said, he's got fucking cement for in his head. You know what I mean? Like he's been
fighting for over 10 years now too. Which is crazy to think about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he said it might have even been longer than that. But right around that time. So yeah, dude, just to see him win that and just have no one giving him any shot, except for maybe his teammates and TJ and those guys, but pretty much everyone thought that dude was going to walk away from the fight. And man, once he got on that dude's neck, it was just like, but the dude was standing up, you know what I mean? And instead of fighting the hands the whole time, Tom had the boots in too, and he shifted his hands down to the feet to adjust there, and that was it, dude. I mean, then the dude went down to his back like Trigg and Hughes, and that was it. It was all over, It was pretty cool to watch, Just felt happy for the dude, stoked for him, and but it also just, I'm going to keep doing this till the wheels fall off. And at one point, like, they named the episode Eat Your Soul, or Eat Their Soul. And that's what he said. He's just like, I'm just going to eat a soul. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for him, man. He deserves it. That kid works hard. He's been at it for a bit, and it's good to see someone do well.
No, absolutely, for sure. And, it's just cool to see how TJ is working with the guys and the team, and to see him give that kind of little extra attention, like a pre-fight, shakeout in the morning before the fight, with some lights, pads and shit like that, just to kind of get your mind off of things and all that, and so all that. But then getting into like the Cody, Uriah, TJ thing, what was your thoughts?
I think those dudes from Alpha Mare are jocks, and I think that I'm on TJ's side on this one. I don't think he was in the wrong at all. I think those dudes were jocks, and I think Uriah got jealous that he was the champ, to be quite honest with you.
Oh, you mean when he beat Dominic?
When he beat Hennen to win the title.
He lost to Dominic. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
And by the way, I wish you could go back in your Twitter feed and get memories, because I posted the day he won that title. I was like, oh, here's the Rocky. This is it. When's Faber TJ gonna happen? You'd see it on the wall, man. Uriah was never a champion. That shit was gonna go down no matter how humble and cool you say you are. It's just you're an athlete, you're a competitor, and I think it was a little bit of jealousy, a little bit of TJ being in the right place at the right time, and having the right people around him, and being that first alpha male guy that kind of took it all and put it together and made it work in a championship fight. And what TJ was saying